Does Apple have a future, or are its best days over now that Steve Jobs has died?
Well, Steve Jobs died about 3 years ago now, and you've only got to look at Apple's share price to see that, as far as the market's concerned, no, it still certainly does have a future. I mean, Apple is an unbelievable company, and of course there were big concerns that once Steve Jobs was gone, that was really it for Apple. That there was a backed up pipeline of projects and products that Steve Jobs had worked on, and that these would sort of come to fruition, and then that would be it. Well, Steve Jobs died, I think it was about 3 years ago now, and certainly that any sort of Apple effect isn't reflected in the share price, which has carried on going from strength to strength. And I mean, Steve Jobs was a charismatic leader, apparently and a perfectionist by all accounts, and obviously drove a lot of these products forwards. But he wasn't and he isn't the only person who was doing this kind of work. There's Johnny Ive, for instance, and there are a whole load of others who are producing these iconic products. And so what I think about it is this: first of all, I don't see any reason why the Apple pipeline should dry up necessarily, because I think there are plenty of people there who are working on new products. I think also Apple is, as I said, iconic. It has an incredible following. There's all this talk about sort of how it's losing market share of this, that, and the other. But Apple products are premium products. But if you look at actually sort of the iPad usage in terms of sort of going online, going on the web, it's much higher than other tablet devices. So a lot of the other tablets that are sort of making inroads in terms of market share are at the cheaper end, and really they're just sort of, it's just a sort of a screen for watching streaming films or whatever. So or YouTube or whatever. So I think that sort of like the Apple products, the product line as it exists has longevity. And I think there will always be a large number of people who will favour Apple products because of their sleek design, because they're unique design, because they are, they're lovely things to look and hold and to actually use. I guess the only question mark is, once you've got the iPhone, the iPad, the iWatch, and the iMac. Is there something, what's the next big thing? And it's difficult to imagine what that next big thing might be. But would I buy Apple shares at this price? No, I probably wouldn't, but that's a different story.